I would like to welcome you to Red Dead 2. Today we have a big matchup today for you. We have Arthur Morgan taking on the Lemoyne Raiders. Now there's only one Arthur Morgan, and there's a lot of Lemoyne Raiders. And the Lemoyne Raiders aren't your average type shooters. They are ex-military, they are specialists, they have long-range weapons. They're going to be tough. And there's another stipulation. It's going to make it tough for Mr. Morgan. He's not allowed to use remedies or switch weapons during the battle. So this is going to be a tough matchup for Mr. Morgan. In fact, we spoke to Mr. Pearson just before the match.
Not so good. What are we going to do, Mr. Morgan? Just hang in there, okay? We'll just soldier on, I guess.
Now, Mr. Pearson has definitely made an important point, and that is that they're just going to soldier on and fight through it. As you can see, Mr. Morgan is going from defensive position to defensive position, trying to use the terrain to his advantage here. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Mr. Morgan knows this terrain very well. In fact, his Vanderlinde gang has spent quite a bit of time living here on the run from Pinkertons, of course. My point is basically this. Mr. Morgan knows every nook and cranny of this mansion, every defensive position, every tactic he could use. He's very well versed in the layout of the mansion because he lived there for quite a while. And he knows how to get away from Pinkertons or anyone else that may come there, such as the O'Driscoll gang. So yeah, he's very well versed in how this place is defended. He's going to be very tough to beat here. Now, the Lemoyne Raiders do have an advantage, and there is like 15 of them. There's only one Morgan. So the question is, can Morgan use his advanced knowledge and superior shooting ability to take out these Lemoyne Raiders? Now, remember, he cannot use any remedies and cannot switch guns, so it's going to be a little bit tough for him here. But I will say this one thing. Mr. Morgan has always found a way to get the job done, and no matter how tricky the situation has been in the past, and that's one thing that's going to play to his advantage here, but he's going to need all of that, because these Lemoyne Raiders are pretty tough. They're pretty tough. They're ex-military. So far, Mr. Morgan has done an exceptional job of using the terrain to his advantage, despite the Lemoyne Raiders having built in a very strong defensive position. Mr. Morgan seems to be taking advantage of every opportunity there is out there and using it to his advantage. So we wanted to try to figure out what exactly Mr. Morgan is thinking. And to do that, we wanted to get inside of his mind, and we took a look at a conversation he had earlier today with Mr. Marston.
You okay?
Yeah?
How did it come to this?
I don't have a short answer to that.
Well, you had a lot of good years.
Sure, Arthur. I don't need you hanging around.
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm a bit distracted.
What the hell was that about?
So yeah, if Mr. Morgan isn't careful here, he may not be around anymore. He's taking a lot of shots here. He's trying to figure out where exactly all these shots are coming from. While we're talking about that, what I'd like to do is thank all of our sponsors from the City of Rhodes who helped make this fight possible. The City of Rhodes is not quite sure who they should be rooting for, with some supporting Arthur Morgan, while others support the Lemoyne Raiders. I would just like to thank all of the sponsors that made this big matchup possible, including the Bank of Rhodes, which did a tremendous job in putting together financing so you can see this match in high def. Now that explosion right there was sponsored by Undertaker. A.R. Ballard, definitely someone you should check out if you have a body that needs to be buried. We would like to thank the Rhodes Gunsmith, who has done a great job in providing a lot of the firepower seen in this matchup right here, as well as the Rhodes Parlor House, which is home to blackjack and other games, and lots of alcohol, of course, if you need an alcoholic beverage, as well as the Gray Wooden Mill, which provides employment for many of the people that live in Rhodes. Don't forget to check out the hotel if you have a chance, and of course, what would Rhodes be without the general store, where you can meet almost all of your basic needs, from ammo to clothing, all kinds of stuff at the general store. You definitely have to check it out when you get a chance. Once again, I'd like to thank all of those sponsors for making this great matchup possible. Now let's get back to the action here. Mr. Morgan has been on a tear of late and appears to be, wow, that's the last of the Lemoyne Raiders, I believe. Wow. Mr. Morgan getting the job done. Wow, I did not expect to see Mr. Morgan take out the Lemoyne Raiders that quickly and that efficiently. He's just been very good. I guess he spent a lot of time target practicing those Lemoyne Raiders, so to speak. But yeah, very, very impressive job by Mr. Morgan getting the job done today and winning. Now, one thing I would like to point out here is that there is a way inside of this mansion. In fact, there are two different ways to get inside of the mansion. It may not seem like there is a way inside because it's boarded up. And believe me, I've tried to throw dynamite at the part that's boarded up, and it just doesn't work. You can't get inside. So how do you get inside? Well, there's basically two different ways, like I've said earlier. The first way is that you get a wagon, which I'm not going to show here, and you climb up into Arthur's old bedroom from when they had a camp at the Shady Bell. The other way you can get into the mansion is if you leave the area, not completely, but wander around for a little bit of time and, let's say, come back in, 6 hours, 12 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long I wandered for, but I came back I was trying to find a wagon. I couldn't find one. And I came back, and lo and behold, all the doors are open. So I guess you got to clear out all the Lemoyne Raiders and then give it some time and then come back, and then it'll be available to go inside. It's pretty cool, given the fact that the gang no longer lives there, to be able to go inside and relive some of the memories from earlier days when the gang took advantage of the hideout and got to use it over here at Shady Bell. So that's pretty cool. That's going to wrap this up. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and of course, wish you good luck in your play. I am signing out. Good luck.